beginning, more than anything. I wanted to know, wow, you know, what makes him pray? What makes him fast? You know, what, you know, makes him the way he is? And I tried, when I first started reading about it, it was more to get a deeper understanding of Nadal. But little by little, I started to see that there were many similarities between, you know, Islam and Christianity. They all teach you to be good, don't lie, don't steal. You know, the basics are there. So it was very easy for me to relate to it. And little by little, it started to sink in, and I started to think that this was something that I might be able to, you know, take to a higher level.
And how did it actually come about that you did become Muslim?
Well, we had gone out for dinner, and we were just driving in the car shortly, a few months after we had gotten married. And we were just talking, and then suddenly out of the blue, he just said to me, I would love it if you would convert to Islam. He said, so that we can be in heaven together. And I just thought I was just so moved by that statement that I said to him, well, yeah, probably I will someday. You know, I'm reading the book, and I felt like it was something I would probably do when I got around to it. But he said that if a person, you know, expresses a desire to convert, that it should be done before the sun goes down. So I don't know if that was totally correct information.
So before the sun went down on that day, you had become Muslim.
Right.
MashaAllah. MashaAllah.
I also, I mean, I never wanted to force her to convert to Islam or make her feel that she has to become Muslim. So when we got married, you know, I knew that some scholars, you know, say it's, I mean, we could marry the people from the other religions with Judaism and Christianity. And to me, I felt like if I ask her to convert just for my personal satisfaction, now from day one, I wish if she had converted to Islam, and I want my wife to be a Muslim. But I didn't want to force it on her because, you know, if you force it on somebody, she's just going to come into it without any understanding. And I took my father as an example. I had 4 sisters, and my father was, you know, living in Jordan. A lot of people at the time used to wear the hijab. My father always believed that he never want to force his daughter to wear hijab because he felt if I forced them, when I turn my back, they might take it off. But now all of them wear hijab, and they were all wearing it by choice. So I feel the same way. And when I asked her, when I told her I wish if you become a Muslim, I realized she spent almost a year reading all these books that I never seen in my life. She knew so much about Islam than I ever did. And I figured, you know, she's really getting into it. And we were talking, and I said, I wish if you become a Muslim, and I guess she was ready, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. But just tell us a bit about you knowing what life is like in an Islamic country. What are some of the challenges here of trying to raise a Muslim family in an environment which is not, you know, a completely Islamic environment, or, you know, majority Islamic environment?
It is very difficult. I mean, the kids go to school, and maybe they're the only Muslims in that school, and when they see everybody eating pork or pork products, or everybody talks about their parents having a party and drinking and doing all kind of stuff that is against our Islamic beliefs, you know, sometimes it's hard when you try to explain to them that we Muslims shouldn't be doing this. Sometimes I feel like what goes in their mind, how come everybody is right and we're the only one who doing something different? You know, they always come home with things like they want to wear jewelry, they want to have tattoos, it's all these things. It's a daily struggle with them.
Well, let me ask, your son is Laith? Laith. Let me ask you heard what your father was talking about? So what do you think about that? Do you have some difficulties in school sometime?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like every Wednesday it's breakfast day, and they have sausages every Wednesday of the year.
Yeah, and they ask you, how come you don't eat the sausage? What do you tell them?
Yeah, and I tell them about this, and some people don't believe me, and some people believe me, and some people just laugh.
And if some of the kids ask you sometime, you don't eat the sausage because you're a Muslim, what is a Muslim?
like when they ask me that,
Mm-hmm.
like I usually tell them about like how Muslims can't eat or can't eat pork or ham and
Mm-hmm.
can't drink alcohol or beer or wine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I tell them,
Do they understand it when you tell them?
yeah, some people do and some people don't.
Hmm. And the people who don't, are they, even though they don't understand, are they nice to you in school?
Yeah,
Good, good. And what about your teachers? Do your teachers ever ask you any questions about Islam?
yeah. Well, my teacher admires people from different countries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what grade are you in?
Second.
And what do you like to do in school?
I like to do reading and math.
Reading and math. And what do you want to be when you grow up?
Football player.
So you have to know a lot of math to play football, huh? Okay. And you're going to school?
Mm-hmm.
What grade are you in?
Kindergarten.
What's the name of your school?
Master Cola
Okay.
Elementary School.
Yeah, and how do you like the school there?
Good.
Good. And what's your favorite thing to do in school?
Paint.
Mm. What if one of the little kids, they ask you, I think you're a Muslim. I want to know, what is Allah? Who is Allah? What do you tell them?
God.
Okay. All right. MashaAllah. And let me ask your mom, I asked your husband there about some of the challenges raising Muslim children. Do you also see there's some that you really have to be vigilant and in trying to create an Islamic environment for your children?
It is challenging. Strange things have happened. I mean, we sent pictures to, the children had to make posters for them showing their life.
Mm-hmm.
And we sent pictures of their family back in Jordan and pictures of, hijab women. And when the teachers at the school saw the pictures, they signed life up for ESL classes.
Mm-hmm. What's the ESL
So
class?
English as a second language. So they just assumed
Yeah.
that, he needed enrichment along the lines of his native language,
Mhm.
which was sort of a strange thing. And
So do you ever get an opportunity, do the teachers ever question you about Islam or want to know more about what Muslims believe?
not in depth, but now that they understand that they're Muslims, I don't think there are a couple of other Muslim families in the school that they go to.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they've been to, they've seen it before, but not a lot. This is not a diverse community at all where we live. It's even less so than the city of Manchester. We live in the suburbs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very, very, well, I don't know how to put it.
Okay.
But it's, most of the people are Christian.
All right.
You go down Main Street and, there's a Catholic church, there's a Congregational church,
Mm-hmm.
there's a Methodist church in town, but that's about all you'd see.
Well, I know school is very important for the children, especially Islamically. We don't really believe in separating our religion from secular studies. So do you have any future plans for your children in terms of their schooling?
Yeah, we're planning next year, inshallah, to send them to an Islamic school.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's too far from where we live, but we've been talking about it the past couple of years, and finally we decided that it's for the best that we should struggle with the commute, and now with the gas prices.
Yeah, but let me ask you, why is it so
Sure.
important to you to do that?
Because I think it's important for them to feel that there are other people from the same faith and the same community, because it's going to be hard on them being singled out in the school that they go into when everybody celebrate Christmas and all these, they do everything that we tell them you shouldn't be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And growing up with the Islamic values, now I lived back home and I grew up with the Islamic values, and I see the way the kids are being raised in this country. And I mean, it's very obvious that Islam brings a lot of good to any person character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that they will learn and the Islamic values in the new school, and this will overcome